Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Count Jinsula, and welcome to another Pokemon GO discussion video. So, earlier this morning, Niantic teased that the Ultra Beasts are coming to Pokemon GO, and the first one is going to be Nihilego. Now, I would think that this announcement would be extremely exciting for the Pokemon GO community, but of course, this tease is happening right after remote raid passes got nerfed. So a lot of players are voicing out that this is a greedy move from Niantic, and I really cannot disagree with them. I'm going to be talking about all of this in today's video, so let's roll the intro and jump right into it. Alrighty, so this should have been a really exciting announcement. It looks like Nihilego is finally coming to Pokemon GO, and presumably it is going to be through raid battles. Now, this is a huge problem because recently Niantic nerfed the cost of remote raid passes. More specifically, it now costs 300 Pokecoins for a set of 3 remote raid passes, whereas before it was 250. Now, to offset this change, they also added a new box that gives you a regular premium raid pass as well as 2 remote raid passes for 250 Pokecoins. But of course, as I've argued many times on this channel, people are more focused on remote raiding as opposed to in-person raids. And because Niantic has not given ample enough incentives to go out and raid in person, a lot of players would rather do remote raiding. So, knowing that remote raid passes are going to be a little bit more expensive compared to before, announcing that the Ultra Beasts are coming to Pokemon GO after this change is a bit of a scummy move. Now, it's just speculation that Niantic did this intentionally. For all we know, the Ultra Beasts were going to be released during this time frame anyway, and the remote raid pass nerf was something that they decided more recently. But regardless of the fact, this is actually just really bad timing because a lot of players are extremely unhappy about the remote raid pass nerf, and for them to announce what could potentially be a raid boss that's going to be extremely popular, yeah, that's going to be a bad look for Niantic. I mean, aside from legendaries, I can't think of another raid boss that a lot of players would spend a whole bunch of Pokecoins trying to get. The Ultra Beasts are looking to be a meta changer. A lot of them have stats that are equivalent or even better than legendary Pokemon, and some of them are extremely iconic. So I'm really concerned that Niantic is setting a very bad precedent that anytime they release something that is really hyped up, that they're going to do some sort of nerf to the Pokecoin cost of some premium item. That way, players are going to spend more in order to get something that's really special, and that is a way for Niantic to make more revenue. And of course, I've made this point several times, but it is always a good thing for a game studio to make more revenue, but I really feel like that should be earned and not forced. For them to nerf remote raid pass costs before the release of a very special Pokemon, that is them forcing more revenue as opposed to earning it. And I do think the opposite effect is going to happen. Rather than generating more revenue as a result of these changes right before the Ultra Beasts, I actually think more players are going to choose not to spend Pokecoins on remote raid passes, mainly because the perceived value is going to be a lot lower. And I think this is something that Niantic has failed to recognize. Because players are having a very negative sentiment around raiding right now, they're going to choose not to spend money on raid passes as a form of protest or because they are sick and tired of Niantic's tactics. So yeah, if Niantic wants us to be hyped up about the Ultra Beasts finally coming to Pokemon GO, then they really need to consider rolling back some of these nerfs. I really do think that there is a lot of missed potential by this announcement coming so soon after the nerf of remote raid passes that I just think it's going to be bad for the game overall, especially in the long term, because now whenever Niantic makes any sort of announcement like this, there's always going to be a bunch of naysayers that are going to say that this is a greedy move rather than a really good move for Pokemon GO, and I really do not like the fact that the game is in that state right now. I totally recognize that Niantic is trying to get players to go out and explore even more, but I could talk ad nauseum about how Niantic could approach that in a much better way that's not going to create negative sentiments. But because Niantic is choosing not to go those routes, I really do think that this is a huge missed opportunity, because I really was looking forward to the Ultra Beasts, and I know a lot of other players were as well. But because of everything that's been going on, I really feel like we're not necessarily going to be that excited, and that's a real shame. So yeah, just a little bit of closing thoughts on this matter. I really think Niantic is in a really bad place, and they are not recognizing that they're in a bad place. If Niantic wants to make Pokemon Go successful for the long term, then they need to consider just listening to the community a little bit closer, because as of right now, it's not necessarily a case where Pokemon Go has widespread appeal. It's basically a niche game, and it has a very dedicated fan base. So if you're going to make that dedicated fan base unhappy, then that is going to be doom for Pokemon Go moving forward. It's not even a case that the Pokemon Go community is being unreasonable. Let's be real here. There's a lot of constructive criticism out there that's being ignored, and I really think Niantic needs to understand that the Pokemon Go community knows their game really well. We're not asking for drastic changes, we're just looking for more quality of life improvements. And when it comes to the issue of remote raid passes, Niantic needs to understand that a lot of players would rather do raids remotely, and if they want to get us to go out and raid in person, then what they really need to do is just increase the incentives rather than taking away from a subset of players. But in any case, yeah, this is all I really have to talk about regarding this topic. Of course, this is an ongoing discussion, so I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Definitely share them and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, do consider hitting that like button as well to help the algorithm. And of course, if it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. But in any case, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I am Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.